And the guy then, this is a few years ago, who was in charge of the Coca-Cola brand, they went and said, you guys are doing an awesome job. And there were about 3 million fans for the Coca-Cola brand by then, and they were actually doing it. They said, we will pay you to do this right now. You guys are doing a fantastic job. If we do it, it becomes official, but you do it, it becomes community. And you're doing a damn good job, so you should just continue to do what you're doing. And then they had this kind of a campaign, and they said that the next time you have a Coke, full credit to Jyoti out there who kind of made this presentation, so giving her due credit. Next time you have a Coke, take a photo and share this out. Now, if the same thing had been done about, about 6-7 years back, my gut feeling is that it might have terribly flopped. But with the advent of the power of me, with the advent of Facebook, where we all want to show who we are, this has really taken off. Take a look. I just wanted to go to the next screen. I wanted to take a look at, this is a simple thing. Coca-Cola invites you to upload a photo of the next Coke you drink. What a simple Facebook update. 3,941 people like this, 421 comments. Coke wants to know, what's your favorite time of the day to enjoy your ice-cold Coca-Cola? 8,170 people like this, and 5,815 people have left comments telling them what's the time that they had, the best time that they had. Look at the kind of engagement, and you look at the engagement a little bit more closely into, people aren't only answering the direct question that Coke's asking, which is, what is the favorite time? But they engage in a conversation with each other. And when your brand's customers start talking amongst each other, I think that is a benchmark for success. So that's again an important lesson, which is treat your customers with a lot of respect, give them the liberty to hold your brand, also give them the liberty to talk amongst themselves. Create that kind of a watering hole to bring people together. Here's another interesting thing that they did. 206 countries, they chose people as brand ambassadors. They said travel around 206 countries, starting from Jan 1, 2010 till December 31st, 2010. Travel around, start collecting stories of happiness, stories that makes people happy, and collecting stories of what are people looking for happiness. It's a kind of a project that it did, and again, completely crowdsourced. Look at the kind of engagement that these people have with that. Vitamin water is something that's it hasn't come down to India, but it's a drink that belongs to Coca-Cola, and they wanted to come with a new flavor. Our Frito-Lays tried that technique out here in India. Right? Keep them. Now, for all you know, Coca-Cola would never have chosen the formula that people would have chosen. Maybe, but my guess is maybe not. But the fact that it gives an opportunity to play around with that is best. Domino's Pizza, they're one of our clients, and they got a kind of a new idea. They had a series of campaigns, mostly print campaigns that they wanted to do, posters that are placed in-house within Domino's Pizza stores, and they decided not to hire professional models. They went out to Facebook and said, would you like to feature in our poster campaign? Send us your photograph. Send us your best photograph. And people started uploading their photographs. And who selects those, the best girl or the best guy who gets on the posters? It's not Domino's Pizza. It's actually the community out there which starts voting for it. And you'd be amazed with so much of interaction. If you go to Domino's Pizza India page and just look through that. And it's just fantastic how it happens. Even the wrapper design contest. Coca-Cola is the second highest, most active, has the highest number of fans on Facebook. Guess who's the first? Britney Spears. No. Not Facebook itself, not even Apple. Nope. Nope.
Is it a brand or a personality?
A personality who's a big brand.
Obama.
Actually, I think he'll definitely beat Obama. Yeah, that's the guy. So Obama's right. Sorry?
Michael Jackson?
No, it is Obama. Yeah. But I think Rajinikanth really comes close. Okay, he will. And an important lesson for all of us to take out here, especially for people who are managing brands. The reason why Coca-Cola's strategy seemed to be working very, very well is A, they decided that the online medium is a beast by itself and it's important to really start focusing a lot on it. I don't think it is just the generic corporate communications team that'll take care of it. It's not just another PR company or an outsourced PR firm that will take care of it. And they started to build a complete, online social media team. There is a chief social media officer of Facebook, and he has his entire department under him that takes care of it. One of the things that he did first was to absolutely make sure to give it in clear writing the do's and don'ts. There are about 1 lakh employees of Coca-Cola in about 200 countries around the world, and 1 million people if you include all the bottlers and everyone. And you can only imagine to see the kind of the vastness of it. And the simplest thing that he did was to list down what are the things you should do, what are the things you shouldn't do. As simple as that. If you find someone talking about Coca-Cola and if it's a little negative, could you please bring this to the attention of so-and-so? Don't retaliate when people start attacking you, and the brand. So simple things like that. It's a kind of a 10-pointer system that they've made. And I think it's just very important for each one of us, who running a company. It could be an advertising company, it could be a big a brand. But we should start realizing the fact that each one of our employees in our companies are brand ambassadors of a brand and start utilizing it. Unfortunately,
sorry to interrupt, but I have a point here.
Yeah, correct.
And I'm not saying I'm right, but based on my usage of social media and seeing companies and brands on, I think the first thing that a brand should do in the social media space is make it, to ban employees, distributors, dealers, and anybody who's got anything to do with the company from becoming a member of their social media site. And a good example of what happens when you pack your social media site with your own employees is Jet Airways, which actually has a good Facebook page, as against a terrible own website. Their website is awful. It doesn't work. Backfires, it takes money from you, doesn't give you tickets, all sorts of things. But their Facebook page is good. But in their Facebook page, they are rah-rahing about 50,000 members or whatever, of which the vast majority seem to be their employees. So every time they put a status update, there'll be 50 people saying, oh, how great we are, how fantastic we are, we're so wonderful, we're so fantastic. So I said, no, what is the point of having this thing? Why you may as well sit in your own office and tell yourselves how fantastic you are.
okay, who wants to kind of oppose that point of view?
Several things. Number one, never be able to control it. And
No, my whole point is the reason you have a social media presence is to hear what your consumer has to say, which may not necessarily be all compliment.
I agree. In principle, but I think in reality, you have to allow people to. You can't control it, right? You have to allow anybody to voice their opinion, whether it is your employees or customers. And secondly, the most important thing is there's no way to control it.
That's really the point, really.
No, I don't think that's the point at all.
No, Kuri, I'll tell you what.
There's no way of preventing someone from getting in the back door. It can be official company policy that we do not want you to be on our social media page, and this is the reason why. Because they're not interested in listening to you.
You know what?
Pay your paycheck.
So you're giving the paycheck. In return, you can always arm twist the guy and say that don't get on our official page. Yes. But I'll tell you what, he will have his own fan page, right? And he will have his place outside as well.
But my point is not to penalize the employee or the distributor. My point is to hear my customer. I want to hear my consumer. I want to hear somebody who's paying me, not who I'm paying. You understand what I'm saying? No, I don't think so.
50 posts and if you have around 100 comments like it's great and all that,
exactly what happened on the Jet Airways side.
So maybe
Because I
we
said
should
this,
reveal the employees
and
that
then
we have
a
that
lot of
we
people
should
said,
make
no,
the
you
jobs.
keep quiet and we work for Jet and we are fantastic, etc. And then slowly people began to click on the fact that they liked what I had said.
No, he's gone with the mic actually.
Yeah, so they don't need one. And then I think the realization set in that this is not the Communist Party. You know? And we really want to hear from the people who use our services or who drink our soft drink or who whatever, you know. And they may not necessarily always have nice things to say. And that is the whole purpose of being here.
No, I completely vehemently don't agree to it.
I'm not saying I'm right, I'm saying that's my point.
No, we'll,
Kuri, I think it's time you use the ball.
See, if you take a look at Facebook in India, there are really only about 10, 12 million people in India on Facebook. That number may seem very small. In reality, that's the number. So when you talk about people interacting on Facebook, on the fan page, you're really interacting with a very small subset of India. What's going to happen if you fast forward, say, a year or two out? More people are going to have the opportunity to interact, and I think that problem will go away. So today, right, it's just that the average customer problem of Jet does not have the ability to interact. And I mean, the goal over here would be for Facebook and other organizations to create new channels with which you can get the voice of the customer. Controlling it, I don't think is really going to work, because when more people interact, I mean, you'll get the voice of the customer. It's just that they're not interacting today.
But you're saying the same thing I'm saying, only you're saying it differently.
Yeah, I think it'll correct itself
Facebook should
eventually.
open a new channel to be exclusively